Hello everybody and welcome back to the Global Esports Cup Southeast Asian qualifiers. My name's Daniel Lee and I'm going to be your solo English caster in this best of two series. We are in game 2 between Ozone versus Gigabyte Mineski. Mineski managing to take a decisive game 1 over Ozone, whereas for Ozone they hung in for quite a bit, so they definitely have a kicking force up against Mineski. So we'll see if they're going to be able to come back in this series, whereas for Mineski, obviously going to be happy with already securing that first win in the best of 2 series. For people that don't know how the group stage is working, this is the second group stage and teams are competing for points. So if you get a 1-1 in your series, you get 1 point each, whereas if it's a 2-0, it's 3 points to the winner. So for Mineski, already going to be happy with securing at least 1. Let's see if they can grab 3, whereas for Ozone, let's see if they can grab their first one, as this is their first game in the second group stage, or their second game essentially. So let's take a look at the picks and bans really quickly here. So Alchemist and Doom are banned for Ozone, whereas for Gigabyte Mineski, they're going to get rid of the Meepo as well as the Tusk already. So Meepo is surprising for me, honestly. I don't see too many teams running the Meepo, but I presume this is a very, very niche ban. These teams probably play against each other and they know that there's a Meepo player on the side of Ozone, so that's probably what warrants that. All the other heroes, though, you should already know, they're super popular, very, very interesting and hard to deal with. Now, our picks so far, Ember Spirit is going to be the choice hero for Ozone, so considering the performance last game, I'm definitely okay with seeing Ozone picking up the Ember Spirit this early. If he has the same performance as last game, then he should be absolutely fine in this game. Their second pick is Darkseer. A little bit of synergy already with the Ember Spirit. Very strong offlane as well, as he guarantees a pretty early mechanism, as if he feels like he's struggling in his lane, he can always just rotate into the jungle. Whereas for Mineski, they pick up the Dazzle as their defensive support, so that means that they're going to be able to be a little bit more reckless in the team fights, and their second and third picks will be the Queen of Pain and Drow Ranger respectively. I'm wondering if they're going to put the Drow possibly in the mid lane, as some teams like to put the Drows in the mid lane. With the Wind Ranger pickup here for Ozone, I'm pretty sure they're going to shift her back possibly into the safe lane and put Queen of Pain back into that mid role. But Mineski, they could honestly do anything with the Drow Ranger. It's completely up to them. But Drow, quite early, honestly. You don't normally see teams picking up a Drow this early, as there's a lot of weaknesses to running the Drow. She's very immobile, very easy to catch. And once you're actually near the Drow Ranger, she's going to be losing a lot of her damage output, which is where the team has to create a lot of space for the Drow Ranger. So this is where you typically want those frontline heroes like a Spirit Breaker, a Night Stalker, a Tusk, just those heroes to stay in the front lines to create space for the Drow so that she's able to do what she's supposed to do. Queen of Pain kind of helps in that department because she'll play as a sort of DPS and diversion for Mineski, but no, they're going to go for the full-on glass cannon range team. So the Shadow Fiend as the third pickup. I'm a little bit concerned here for Mineski. If they don't really go off to a good start, there's a lot of catch on the side of Ozone, and they can definitely lock down some of these really squishy Mineski heroes. So from what it seems to be, it's probably going to be that mid Shadow Fiend to play up against the Wind Ranger, safe lane Drow Ranger, and this is probably going to have to be that offlane Queen of Pain that teams typically like to pick up. Honestly, I don't like it too much, offlane Queen of Pains. They don't provide as much utility as they normally would, but if they can make it work, then it should be fine. It depends on what supports Ozone is going to be running. And Ozone, they're going to pick up the Bounty Hunter. A lot of teams don't really favor the Bounty because of the nerfs, obviously. The track vision before was so precious, and having it was definitely a useful asset to the team. Now you don't really have that extra vision on anything around the target, but just the target. So for people that don't know, it's kind of like the Bloodseeker Thirst, where you only see that hero instead of everything around it. But I guess the Bounty Hunter provides you a little bit of early game presence, so all the lanes will have to be continuously cautious that there could be a bounty and that Ozone can go for a jump anytime that they feel like. So Bounty Hunter this game, we'll see if he does manage to play out. And also remember the Darkseer Bounty Hunter combo where he just shadow walks and you have the Darkseer there to throw the Ion Shell. It's going to be a pest for Mineski, but if they can get around it, then they're going to be fine as well. Last pick here for Mineski is going to be an Ogre Magi. So I like seeing him as a support. It's pretty tanky. He can soak up quite a bit of damage himself. I think the biggest thing with the Ogre Magi is you don't really have any disables aside from the Ogre Magi for Mineski. So you need the disable. I think the added bonus as well is that Bloodlust, because all of the heroes on the side of Mineski can definitely take advantage of the Bloodlust from the Ogre Magi. Shadow Fiend and Drow Ranger in particular. Queen of Pain, kind of, but it's not that amazing. but I'm pretty sure Drow Ranger and Shadow Fiend will appreciate the Ogre Magi's buff. But the last pickup here for Ozone, it's going to be a Phoenix. Okay, so this Phoenix, this game, is probably going to do significantly well, just because look at the situation that Ozone are going to be dealing with. It's a lot of physical right-click from the Drow, and I guess a lot of physical right-click from the Shadow Fiend as well. But there's also a lot of burst damage too, so they got to keep that in mind. They don't have too much tankiness among them. It's mostly going to be the Darkseer that'll be mostly tanky for the early game. So Trolley could honestly go completely ham on the Queen of Pain. It really just depends if he's going to be able to get off a really nice start on this Queen. If Trolley played mid Wind Ranger last game, so this is an indicator that this could be mid Queen of Pain. It's got wards. I think it's going to be mid Shadow Fiend. He's just gone for the standard Shadow Fiend stuff. Wraith Band, 2 Iron Branches. So mid Shadow Fiend, off lane. Yeah, okay, so Trolley's going to be shifting into the off lane this game. They're not going to be keeping their players in particular lanes. Saber in the meantime on the Drow Ranger. Let's introduce the players really quickly before anything happens. We might see a little bit of action for both sides. So on the side of Mineski, on the Radiant side this time, or I think they played Radiant last game? No, they played Dire last game. Sorry guys. We have Despair playing on our Shadow Fiend, Catchill playing on our Dazzle, Saber on the Drow Ranger up towards the top lane, Trolley playing on the Queen of Pain, and finally we have Jesse Vash, the captain, rocking the Ogre Magi with the awesome masks. On the side of Ozone playing on the Dire side, who dropped game 1, hopefully hoping to grab the second game. On the Wind Ranger, it's going to be Tengu. Towards the mid lane, we have our Phoenix played by Magical Joker. The rest of his teammates, we have the guy with the really hard name. I'm going to call him Darkseer, the Darkseer. I think I'll try and pronounce it. It's like Suwa Ut Trang Joker. I'm pretty sure it's just call him Darkseer for ease, guys. Dreamy again playing on the Ember Spirit, to be expected. With such a good performance last game, you'd want to put him back on the Ember Spirit. And finally, our roaming bounty hunter, it's Trash. He should be fine. He'll run into Saber though, so I think he's gonna be a bit of a pest, or he's just gonna run by him. First blood. Oh no, I didn't get to see that Phoenix. I think he tried to go for the cute play. Yeah, tried to go for the cute play. Gets picked off. Guys, I'm so sorry I missed first blood. That shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen, but it did. My most sincere apologies, ladies and gentlemen. My most sincerest apologies. So already we have Trash just going off to his own little shenanigans here, doing bounty hunter things. And for the moment, is he going to go for a D-ward? He will. So already this Observer Ward going to be taken down by Ozone. So denying that extra bit of vision to Mineski, it's going to hurt them a little bit, but it won't be the end all for them. I'm just surprised, or I'm interested to see how this mid lane is going to turn out. It should be a Ember Spirit favored lane, as Shadow Fiend's not really able to stick around, and Ozone lose the Wind Ranger. Guys, I don't know how I'm losing these kills. I think it's just the Ogre Magi. I'm too dazzled. I'm too dazzled by the Ogre Magi that I'm just not paying attention. So second kill, I'm pulling off Toby's. That's not good. So 2 kills already going in the way of Mineski so far. They're going to be really happy with these. You may be seeing a rotation here by Trash, or he's just looking to grab the courier when the time arises. Now for Shadow Fiend, he's getting close. He just needs one more CS, and then the bottle will start coming out, and that's when the Bounty Hunter is going to start trying to take the courier, or if he actually spots it in the meantime. Bottle's bought, so gotta keep an eye out. Trolley in the top lane though, just kind of hanging around. Just kind of hanging around. I have no idea how Tengu should have died, and okay, again, we see things happening. I think it's the Ogre Magi, guys. Everywhere Ogre Magi goes, are missing kills. I managed to catch the last 2, though. So Jesse Vash, very successful rotations. He's got 3 assists already. 3 assists. And honestly, for an Ogre Magi to have this much impact already, bottom lane, Darkseer going to be jumped on here, taking a little bit of harassment, but no one's there to really catch him out. Oh, now we have the shenanigans. Trash coming in with the Ion Shell bombs, and Saber's going to see his HP start to drop, and he's going to look at the Darkseer as well, but this should be the kill. Surge to ensure they can try and catch Saber. Easy pick up there for Ozone. And Catchill going to just try and go for harassment here, but he can't really do anything by himself. So they get the kill on the Drow Ranger. Much needed, considering how Ozone had already given away 4 kills to Mineski pre 2 minutes into the game. So Trolley just going to continue on hanging around this bottom lane. He might get caught out by Tengu, but I think at this point they're not really they won't go for any sort of commitment, honestly. Queen of Pain's just too difficult to kill, and with only a low level Wind Ranger, unfortunately the disables just won't be there for her. So So again, we might be seeing another rotation into the mid lane. Trash in position. So they're just waiting for Despair to try and go forward. Dreamy in position as well. But there is an Ogre Magi on the high ground. So here we go. We're going to have a two-way gank here. Can they get the kill onto Despair? They just need a little bit more to keep him in place. Ensnares there. They will finish him off. And Jesse Vash going to come in with the stun and the slow. Should be able to burn off Dream here. So again, the Ember Spirit dies after the Shadow Fiend. So this is absolutely okay. Trash won't die this time as he is a little bit too quick for the Ogre Magi. So still 1-1. But honestly, for Dreams, he's going to be happy with this considering he's getting the EXP. And the Shadow Fiend does not. So it's not a bad situation for Ozone, but it could be better if it wasn't for Jesse Vash consistently being at the right place at the right time every single time. So bottom lane, no one's here to contest this, but Darkseid is doing his own little things in the jungle, just going into the enemy jungle with the Soul Ring and continuing up the farm. Darkseid is still hanging around this mid lane, and Jesse Vash, I think he smells something. He's got dust on him. So if they preemptively pop the dust, they could effectively catch out the Bounty Hunter. So again, we'll take a look, search forward. There is a sentry ward here now, so they do know that the bounty is here. So the slow is going to be there. Dreamy, does he have the ensnare? Oh, it doesn't connect, only latches onto creeps, and there's a stun onto Dreamy now. I think he's in trouble. Can he burn down this Shadow Fiend in time? He cannot. He gets taken down. Bounty had preemptively left, but he's had no mana for a shuriken. He picks up a regeneration rune in the process, but big loss there to lose the Ember Spirit and not even to secure that Shadow Fiend kill. So Jesse Vash, understanding that they're going to consistently jump onto Despair, so he's going to consistently stay up here to save him. But Shackle Shot connects onto Trolley, dive by the Phoenix. So they're going to try and go for a commitment here. Bounty's in the backside though, so he will spot out Trolley, but he's going through the wrong side. Phoenix going a little bit too deep here. He does throw the Spirits. Trolley, can he finish him off though? He's already thrown the Shuriken. A blink won't be there for the Queen of Pain, so nice pickup for the Bounty Hunter, but it's a 1-1. You lose a support, but Tengu. Oh no, Tengu is so close to dying to Jesse Vash, it seems. He's going to be fine though, just going to sit in the tree line. And he will TP out as well. So we're about 5 minutes into the game so far. Quick fight recap, nice bit of gold for Bounty. It's a 7-4 score so far for Mineski and Ozone. So he's looking pretty good, honestly, for Mineski. Their lanes are doing very well. They are ahead in CS. We are going to have the Darkseid to soak up some of the EXP here. And he's also going to put an Ion Shell onto the creep too to do some extra damage onto Despair. And it looks like we're going to have a bit of a catch here. Sentry put down, so they know that Trash is here. So once these heroes come in, Despair's coming in and Trolley. So once they catch vision on the Bounty, they're going to try and jump onto him. But instead, Ember Spirit's the target. Raises. Only one connects. Sonic Wave's enough to take him down. Nice pickup in Jesse Vash. They pop the dust. They see the Bounty. And it looks like they want to try and go for a commitment here. But the Phoenix is there with the Spirits. It will slow down their attack speed. And the dive there for the movement speed. But they do get the raise on the Bounty to kill him off in the end. And Despair's pretty low. Curry is going very deep too. But they're going to finish off the Phoenix as well. Mineski getting 3 kills in that middle lane. Ozone, unfortunately, just unable to really do anything about this. They don't have the best heroes to reinforce those mid-team fights. So for Mineski, they're just getting kill after kill, and no one's really there to punish them. And now this is the weakness for Ozone running a support Phoenix. Support Phoenix is incredibly weak when he doesn't have those levels. Phoenix is such a level-dependent hero to really have any sort of impact in the game. He doesn't even have boots yet. It's a level 3 Phoenix with no boots, with a ward and a TP scroll. This is just not the hero to be in that hard 5 position role. You'd rather have something like a Crystal Maiden that can still give your team utility. But Phoenix, in the meantime, gives you a minor slow. And I guess the attack speed slow is worth it too, but it's just, he really can't do anything. There's just no damage output for him. It's just purely utility up until he reaches level 4 to 5, where he really starts to do some damage with those points into Spirits and dive. So Trash just on the high ground, going to spot out Despair. There's no wards up here, so no one's going to see them. Jesse Vash going to go into the mid lane. Going to go for the quick D ward, but the sentry had already expired anyway, or did he tango? I think he tangoed it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he tangoed that. I heard a tango at the tango sound. But they still take down the sentry ward pretty quickly. I did not see the duration, so I wasn't sure, guys. Down bottom lane, looks like the Darkseid is going to be taken down by a quick rotation from Trolley with the double damage rune. Yeah, with that amount of damage coming out from Mineski, I don't really think you're going to be able to get out of this. And Saber's had a complete free lane in the bottom lane, and a sentry ward here as well. Oh, Trash, do not go anywhere near that lane. If they spot you, you are so dead. The courier will come over and deliver sentry ward, so he will have a little bit of his own detection, but this bottom lane, look how quickly it's going down. And this is because the double damage Queen of Pain and a Drown Ranger with the aura. Hasn't popped the aura yet, I believe. And they see, oh, they saw Trash. They see the trash. They're going to try and take out the trash. I think he should be able to survive through this. Oh, no, this is lethal. So if he didn't TP, he would have definitely died. Is it 2 points? Yeah, 2 points into the Shadow Strike. Would have killed him. So good decision making there from the bounty just to hoof it out of there and TP back home. But already 8 minutes in and having a tower down for Ozone, you don't really want to be in that sort of position. They've essentially lost a lot of their lanes. Or could we honestly say that they've almost lost all of their lanes? I think the only lane that didn't really lose is Tegu on the Wind Ranger, but he's not incredibly farmed. He doesn't really have any sort of kills and assists to his name. Jesse Vash gonna go for a rotation. A simple TP will be enough to set up on Tengu. Although he's here by himself, so teammate's not gonna TP. He just goes for the one right click to cancel out the invis. So if they brought someone in like Trolley, then they would have been able to go for the kill, but he had no TP scroll. So small miss kill, but it's not gonna kill them. It's about 8 minutes into the game net worth. We're looking at 4 heroes on top of the net worth charts here for Mineski. This is huge. And if Ozone sees this, they'd probably be hitting their heads on the wall thinking, what have we done? It's so hard to deal with not just one of these heroes with high net worth, but if you can get all 3, it's going to be so hard to get that back. And with all these heroes at such an advantage, they're going to be hitting hard really quickly, and well, yeah, this is a dead trash. Can they actually finish him off? One hit? No! Oh, so close. He lived on 30 HP. Not enough damage from the drown, unfortunately. Oh no, it was so close. That was so close. Well, I guess for Ozone, they're just happy they don't lose the bounce yet again. Trash has been pretty good with the rotations, and they're going to try and go for a kill onto the top lane. It seems Mineski going to try and kill Tegu. They should be able to burst him down. TP or no TP. The Queen of Pain's hitting for 100 and something around along the lines of like 130, 140 damage. So Trolley hits hard. And it's just because of this Drow Ranger. You just get this extra damage from the Drow. How much does Shadow Fiend hit for extra? Okay, he's almost hitting for 200. What? He's about 201 damage. That is disgusting. You don't want to deal with the Shadow Fiend, especially one with the Drow. Oh my god, okay, the Shadow Fiend hurts so much this game. This is going to be huge. And honestly, Ozone are not running tanky heroes. They could die in a couple of right clicks if they get caught out. Ember Spirit, if he just gets caught in one Drow Silence or one Ogre Magi stun, he's done for. He is absolutely done for. So Ozone, they're going to have a really tough time this game. Trash. Oh, there's a sentry ward. They spot him. They hit him twice. Dust is popped. They're going to go for the commitment. Blink in by Trolley. Sonic Wave. Trash survived for a little bit, but he will burn down anyway. And we're going to have the Darkseer try to commit the Trolley. But look at Despair coming in for the backside. Mech's there to keep him alive. Power Shot's not quite enough either. 30 HP. The magical number this game. Keeping heroes alive. Queen of Pain will be able to blink out into the tree line. Oh, no. It was so close. That was so close. He just blinks out in time. But we have Dreamy trying to go for a backstab. But he's already gone off to the high ground and back into the mid lane. So this game is just slowly out of Ozone's hand, honestly. This is EXP. 11 minutes into the game, and then you look at net worth. It's already at a 7.5k net worth lead here for Mineski, and there's been no change, honestly, because Ozone hasn't really been able to get anything. They can't really push. They're not really in a position to team fight. There is level 6 on the Phoenix, but I honestly don't know if this Phoenix is going to be able to really change the flow of the game. It's not like a support like a Dazzle or a Lion that can go for those super flashy plays, and yeah, Phoenix just melts. Just gets caught out once, and Trolley just screams the Phoenix to death. It is so scary for Ozone. Their draft is just so papery. And unfortunately for them, is there a mechanism done? Not yet. Darkseer is trying to finish up the mechanism, but it'll probably be done at somewhere along the lines of 15 minutes, more or less. But still a decent timing, but much later than what the Shadow Fiend has for his mechanism. He's got his. And he's also got components for Sanj and Yasha. It's actually gone like for a hybrid build. Catchill, it might get caught and snares to keep him in place. So at least they get one consolation prize for losing the lane so badly. And you get 420 gold out of a Dazzle. So for Ozone to get that kill, it's such a valuable resource just to get a simple kill. So for them, even though it's a support, it's not that bad. Phoenix gonna run into 3 heroes again, and Magical Joker literally just dies within a span of a minute from respawning. So the Phoenix again down and out for 20 seconds, whereas the rest of his team are just cowering on the high ground. They don't want to go anywhere near Mineski. So considering that Mineski went for this sort of very glass cannon-y sort of draft, they're making the most of it, and they spot Trash. No, not again. Ember Spirit, they might be the one to get caught out, taking a lot of damage. Vacuum Wall by the Darkseer, but he gets stunned and Sonic Waved in the face. Not quite enough to really do anything, but Despair as well as Trolley taking a lot of damage from the wall. Phoenix going to come in for the dive. Not really in the right direction though, but he's going to try and slow them up. He's got the Supernova. Do they have enough attack speed to finish this off though? They get the Shadow Fiend and the Drow Ranger on the low ground, able to help the Queen of Pain finish that off. And in the end, Ember Spirit goes down to an Ogre Magi. Your mid is the same level as this position 4 on the side of Mineski. This is absolutely disgusting. And Trash TP's in, and the moment he sees the Ogre Magi, he's looking at himself and he's thinking, well, what am I supposed to live for? He will hang around, but the thing is, you're running a bounty, and typically if you run a team that uses a bounty hunter, you want to be the aggressors, you want to accumulate track kills, you want to have the vision, you're supposed to have that advantage. You're supposed to have that strategical advantage because you can see things, and you're also getting more out of the fights if you can successfully kill those targets. But Bounty's not even 6 yet. He's still level 5. He's getting close though, but it's almost 15 minutes into the game. It's going to be it's a very late level 6 for the Bounty. So for Ozone, at this point, I can't help but feel like Bounty Hunter is not their last hope into coming back into the game, but he's an important asset to make that happen. Queen of Pain going to chase down Magical Joker. Doesn't matter if you dive up as a Phoenix. He dies again. He's level 8, but this is just not the game, unfortunately. The Phoenix pick has honestly done nothing here for Ozone. And Trash gets a race to the face. Despair. Oh my goodness. There will be a hero to come in. Can they actually kill him off in time? Unless the Drow comes in at a really nice timing. Despair caught out, silence up, and Dreamy is silenced. And look at the damage he's going to start taking between both the Shadow Fiend and the Drow. Not silenced up anymore. We have Trash sitting in the lanes. They've got the track down. But if Trash gets too close to the Queen, he might just get randomly screamed. And it looks like they're just going to retreat at this point. So Mineski, again, always at the right place, at the right time. And they spot Trash out. They saw it with the Sentry Ward, the temporary vision. And I think at this point, yeah, just go for a Roche. What can Ozone honestly do? Doesn't matter if there's a Supernova. Doesn't matter if there's a wall. Do they really have enough to fight into this? They're taking down the Observer Wards to make sure they don't have vision, but the hero's just too low. They need the bounty. Everyone's too far away, and look how quickly it happened as well. Aegis going to go onto Trolley as well. Best hero to make the most of that Aegis, and all of a sudden they're going to start translating this into objectives. So the bottom T2 will be the first primary objective here for Mineski, although Ember Spirit, I don't know if you want to actually be there, Ember. No, he didn't actually get onto the low ground in time. And Dreamy stunned up, raised up, picked off. Yeah, that was just because they had no vision, and he was hoping he was going to be in that bottom lane safe and sound, but no. Runs into heroes, gets picked off, and that's going to be the end of this Ember Spirit. So game 2, Ozone are not looking hot at all. Last game they looked like they had a chance, but this time they're just getting completely rolled. I can't help but feel like it was just a drafting error. Their draft just doesn't have room for error, and all of a sudden Sonic Wave doesn't hit Magical Joker, so that's a small sign of hope. But Tengu, they get the wall down with the Darkseer. Is it going to be enough though? Mechanism pop, Phoenix trying to stall it out for as long as possible, but look at the Raxes. 17 minutes into the game and the Raxes are going to go down. Queen of Pain dies, but it's an Aegis. It really, really doesn't matter. TP in by our Ember Spirit though. Does he really want to go in? He will commit, but silenced up straight away by Trolley. Shackle Shot doesn't latch. Despair gonna chase after this Ember Spirit, but the stun's coming out on the Tegu. Did quite a bit. They will pop this, the laser from the Phoenix. Has to pop the Supernova. They will get the kill onto Despair. They lose their Wind Ranger. They get the Queen of Pain, and Saber wants to try and kill off the Supernova egg, but not gonna happen. Now they go for the chase. Multicast onto our Darkseer here. Ember Spirit's a little bit too low. They cancel out the TP from Jesse Vash. That's a track kill. Much needed kill. There's another hero trying to TP out, but they can't catch Catchill in time. But they lose their racks 17 minutes into the game. They get 3 kills plus an Aegis, but for the cost of what they lost, it is not enough. And look how far behind they were. Oh my goodness, this is including a buyback. Your Wind Ranger bought back, and you still get 5.4k net worth swing in your favor. So that's essentially like 6k plus because of the gold taken away from Mineski. So considering how far back they were, yeah, I don't really think 6k gold is really going to change too much when you're losing 8 racks. And I think also an unfortunate thing here for Ozone is they don't have the best heroes to deal with super creeps yet. They don't have any heroes like an Alp. They don't have a Maelstrom. Tengu's going to be jumped on. Darkseer's there with the mech to keep him alive. It's actually Guardian Greaves. Medallion pop. Shackle Shot does not connect onto Trolley. He's fine. He's got the blink available, so no commitment here. Tengu drops pretty low though, so if he's not careful, Queen of Pain could blink in and go for a Sonic Wave. Some cooldown though, but 25 seconds. Trolley gets caught. Silence onto Dreamy. Doesn't really want to be here though. They can't even get the Queen of Pain. Can they get Cat Shield though? He's tracked up. They have 100% vision. Phoenix coming in with the dive as well. That's going to slow him up a little bit. The laser beam should be enough though. 100% vision. He's not getting out. Now all of a sudden they turn onto Jessie Vash instead. So this is when Ozone wants their revenge. Can they get the kill on the Ogre? He's so tanky. Can he tick out? He will burn. He will burn. And now we come for the wraparound. So Mineski, they want some revenge. Darkseer is going to be the one to go west. And Dreamy going to go and TP out from the tree line. So can they get... They do get the kill onto the Darkseer. They just go for the Gust, cancels the TP. And that's going to be it. But it's just a couple of kills going in the way of Mineski. Whereas for Ozone, they get 2 heroes. It's both supports. They still get 1.5k gold. So this just goes to show how far behind they got this game. 18 minutes in. So they're getting a lot of gold for kills. But I don't think Mineski's going to give them any more opportunities now. They know the Darkseer is down, no wall is available, and they're just going to go straight down for this T3 tower. They see Bouncy, but there's no detection on these heroes, so they're just going to go straight onto the tower. And honestly, why not? They actually get a jump here onto Dreamy. Oh no, not the Ember Spirit, no buyback. And Trash wants to try and man fight Trolley, but that's not going to happen. Oh my god, okay. This guy hits like a truck. 200 DPS. Per right click. That's just disgusting. This is what you get with the Drow. The Drow's got Sand and Yasha and an ultimate orb. He's giving so much damage to the rest of his team, and now Phoenix tries to go for the dive and gets gusted. No, not the kind of play that you want. He won't tick out yet. He will die anyway. Take a committing onto Trolley. Can they kill him in time? They can't. Now Saber's going to start slowing down the Darkseer. He will go for the surge, but blocked by creeps. No, even your creeps are against you. Now Queen of Pain wants to try and commit here onto Tegu, but looks like Tegu will get the kill onto the Queen. No, he's actually getting kited by the fog. He will die in the meantime, and Tegu's going to be picked off by the Drow Ranger. The only hero left is the Bouncy, but there is going to be some buybacks. Darkseer coming in. Ember wants to TP as well. Requiem's there. He mitigates a little bit of the damage, but not quite enough. Trash is going to try and buy as much time as possible, but look at Dreamy. Look at the damage. Doesn't get silenced. Almost gets out of there. He actually does get out of there. Despair running in the middle of the illusions. He's hitting the racks at this point, and the rest of his team is buying time. He does die to the Bounty Hunter, though, from the Shuriken. So they're getting a lot of gold. One hero, you get 800 gold, but they're losing their Raxes. And they can't do anything about it. Phoenix has a Midas, but I think it's a little bit too late. Dives into another Gust. Oh, the Phoenix just hasn't had the game today. And he dies in a simple right click. I don't know how many times this game I've seen this Phoenix dive into Gusts. So 2 sets of Raxes are down for Ozone. I don't really think they can come back into the game. I feel like it's just way too late. It's to the point of no return. Sorry guys, had to fix something up. It's just to the point of no return here for Ozone. They just can't come back. Mineski is in such a commanding position, and with 2 Rexes down with heroes that don't have anything to clear creep waves efficiently, they're never going to leave their base. So the game just gets harder and harder here for Ozone, whereas for Mineski, it's smooth sailing. They could just go for a Roche, they could farm up the jungle, they get a kill on the Dazzle, which, well, he went really deep for that one, but at least it paid off for Trash. He's going to be pretty happy with that. And how much gold did he get? 547 for a support Dazzle. 547. He does pick up a gem, I believe. He just picked it up. So there's going to be a gem now on the Dazzle, so he won't really have to worry about Bounty Hunter too much. But it looks like there's going to be a wraparound onto Dreamy. Queen of Pain there, ready with the silence. Going to pop it onto Dream. He's pretty tanky, but the Sonic Wave is there. He'll tick out. Never mind. The right click is going to be enough. Still hitting for 200. It's almost 250 damage. Almost. And up in the top lane, Gust onto our Darkseer. Actually getting a Shackle Shot only onto the Ogre Magi. Diving by the Phoenix. He won't get caught by the Gust this time. Requiem's there. Scream. Does not connect onto Magical Joker this time, but Trolley wants to try and go in. These heroes, this is it. This is just too much damage for Ozone too early. 20 minutes in and you're having heroes hit for 250 damage? Yeah, no way you're going to be able to survive through that. Mech or no mech, it's way too hard. Preemptive Supernova, but I think it might die. Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, that's it. Tegu silenced up, tries to go for the run, and gets caught out, and that's a GG call. 22-minute GG here from Mineski. They just walked all over Ozone. Such a quick game. Ozone just had no chance. That was definitely a Mineski controlled game. So congratulations to Mineski being able to take this best of 2 series in a 2-0 sweep for his Ozone. They had a pretty convincing game one, but just not able to win that one. And second game, unfortunately, their performance just flopped. So great stuff from Mineski. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the cast. My name's been Danny Lee. I've been your solo English caster for this best of 2 series for the Global Esports Cup C region. If you like what I do, head on over to my Twitter page at twitter.com/DannyLeeCasts, DANELIESCASTS. I can't even spell now. If you don't know how to spell that, just go to the title. It's all there. You could just copy paste it into your browser and you probably will find me anyway. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the cast. There is no more games for approximately, let me just check when the next game's on. It should be EU. Mineski was scheduled to have another game after this best of 2 series, but they have to play a game versus, well, they've got another game to play, so they won't be doing that one. So the next game is going to be 4 Clovers versus KP in approximately 4 hours. So come back in 4 hours for their European games. On the ticker, it says there's Trust versus First Departure coming up next. It is incorrect. It's not scheduled for today. It's scheduled for a different day. So don't hang around for 2 hours. You won't be getting Trust versus First Departure. So guys, thank you so much for coming by. And I'll probably see you guys in either approximately 4 hours, or I'll be seeing you in the next C Games, which will be happening in approximately 24 hours. So guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you then.